Welcome, Crusaders, and thanks for joining me for Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Well, is this the day we finally get to leave the Defender's Heart? I don't know. We're definitely going to go to the basement, though. I think. We're going to see if we can go downstairs. What is this? Got a couple guards down here. Somebody named Delvin. And Woljif is imprisoned in here. What were we monkeying with? Oh, there's a lever over here. Ah. Surrender thy soul, Delvin. Iomade, protect us. Haha, got you again. How many times is that today? Take your jokes and shove them, tiefling. Whoa, easy there, Chief. Don't hit me. Okay, let's see if we can...
Hey, Chief.
Talk to this.
Hey, Dreamboat, come over here. I want to talk to you about something.
Dreamboat?
Something really important.
The young tiefling sits cross-legged on the floor. He looks relatively calm for someone in shackles, but his tail whips back and forth in agitation. Noticing your attention, the tiefling sits up and beckons you over. Dreamboat.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin dum-dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Delvin dum-dum. Who are you?
Woljif. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
Why are you in chains?
Does it really matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
He was caught thieving.
Okay. What do you want from me?
I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
Okay. So are you a potential party member for us, Woljif?
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras.
You're a shadow. What was that?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
I can't help you while you're chained up here. How can I free you?
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty looking gal, always wears armor.
We've met.
You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy Woljif locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
Well, we'll talk to Irabeth.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
We'll see what she has to say about you. Out on parole. Woljif, a thief languishing in the Defender's Heart, asks the passing stranger to speak to Irabeth and free him. Button won't budge. So we've got like... Oh, we can leave from down here. Don't know what that lever is doing. Oh, we've got another lever over here. First aid kit. Nice. So when we interact, that lever stays up. They just stay how we... Okay, now can we push the button? No. Lever down. Lever down. Push the button. I'm not... Oh, there's another lever here.
Let us press on.
Oh, okay. So, just kept messing with the levers, pushing that button, and we got kind of secret passageway here. Secret room. Yellow letter. Half a century ago, our parents fled their homeland of Sarkoris, terrified of the invading demons. They were certain that the war would soon be over, so they didn't go too far and found their refuge here in Canabris. They used what little savings they had to build a tavern where any crusader could get a bowl of soup and a good night's rest in exchange for some money and news about their recent victories. The city looked completely different back then. It was a triumphant city, full of hope, inspiring songs, and brave paladins in shining armor. We praised Our Lady Pelura openly and hoped that the lands of our ancestors would be ours again in no time. Things have changed since then, though. Our parents have left to the goddess halls. Dresden is long gone. The world wound grows deeper every day, and the crusaders seem to take more interest in fighting each other and us townsfolk than in eradicating demons. Holrun has gone mad and now puts all his inquisitive zeal into burning witches. Today, Canabris is a city of fear and suspicion. We even had to hide our altar of the Shimmering Maiden in the basement so they wouldn't accuse us of demon worship. Queen Galfrey has recently appointed Holrun the prelate of Canabris. Now nothing will stop this murderer from taking complete control of the city into his hands and serving his so-called justice on everyone. His previous acts of violence were just the beginning of a full-scale massacre. We have to flee. Run like our parents did, this time not from demons, but from the Crusaders. Soon we will sell our tavern and leave, anywhere away from the agony of this endless war. May Pelura protect this city from whatever comes next. Swargal family of the Devamai clan. Interesting. Helmet. Magic missile. Restoration potion. Elemental essence. And no one was able to identify the helmet. We really need somebody with some int. Throw that on and see if anything changes. We got some charisma from it. Must be a headband of charisma. Okay. Well, he doesn't really need that. Probably don't really need to put that on anybody, I think. Alright, we found a family's like leftover shrine down here. Okay, Woljif. Let's go back up. Maybe speak to Irabeth about this Woljif character. Oh, who's Gerina? A young man in well-worn traveling clothes and a simple wooden symbol of Aristil on his chest is efficiently cutting a linen robe into strips to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with zeal, singing some tune about red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raises his warm chestnut-colored eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those of us whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Gerina, servant of Aristil, pleased to meet you. What are you doing? I only took my holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little of his power upon me as yet. I'm sorry to say that the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal. But there's a reason people say, have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. Are you from around here? No, I was just passing through Canabris. I was sailing down that old man of ours, the great Selin River, to a village by the name of Chilly Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eve of the festival, and I'm ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day to enjoy myself. But I ended up staying in the city longer than I'd bargained for. Chilly Creek, where's that? It's a small fishing village. It's not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers for a good catch, no one to give their dead a dignified burial, and the world wound is a stone's throw away. So I'll be setting sail for Chili Creek to serve my god and my people. Aren't you, a young and inexperienced cleric, afraid to go to the border of the Whirlwind? Cold waters. I won't lie, I am afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are simple people, like you and me. Every day of their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me, like elves and some other races do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world, the young man says with a smile. Or maybe even 100, why not? But I don't have time to spare, so I want to spend my short life in the place where I'm needed most, even if it's dangerous, especially if it's dangerous. I could use the help of a cleric. Gerina makes a helpless gesture. Era still knows I'd be glad to help you, but it's no use. My spells are depleted and I have no training in potions or scrolls. See this robe I'm cutting up for bandages? It's the second to last one. May Era still watch over you. Okay, we picked up a quest from them. Cold waters. Visit Gerina in Chili Creek. Wait for the liberation of Canabras. Let's look for anybody else we've failed to talk to here. On our way back over to speak to Irabeth. We've spoken with Gemel and Camellia. We've talked to Anivia. We've talked to these guys. This is another cleric over here that has stuff for sale. We've talked to Lon. Pink Eye? Did we talk to them? No. Okay. We talked to Hylor, Sela. Irabeth? There's a tiefling chained up in the Defender's Heart. What can you tell me about him? Irabeth shrugs scornfully. Woljif is a petty thief from a gang of thieflings operating in Canabras. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them, and the rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from the Defender's Heart, but that's hardly a prison. Woljif knows it, too. He's been begging us for days to let him go free or have someone vouch for him. He's already asked you to put in a good word for him, hasn't he? Irabeth squints at you thoughtfully, then shrugs. If you want to recruit Woljif and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guard's hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief. I hope the tiefling proves useful, should you decide to take him along. Okay. Well, at the moment, we've got room in our party. I'm not sure about, like, Staunton here, if he's going to be available when we try to leave. Doesn't really appear that way as of yet. If we could get a 5th party member here without having to hire a mercenary, be okay with that. Regardless of the long-term prospects here of Woljif.
Well, Chief, what do you got for me?
Well, I talked to Irabeth, and I've decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
Well, we'll hope we don't regret it.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following?
Not really. Never heard of Big Sister Charisme.
Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go. I'll show you the way.
Tiefling's hideout has been revealed. Talk to Sister Charisme. He's headed upstairs. The head of the Tiefling gang in Canabras wants to talk to Woljif. Suspecting that something shifty is afoot, Woljif categorically refuses to go to the meeting alone. Okay, and we do have him here now. No honor among thieves. Eldritch scoundrel. As the descendants of demons, tieflings are not the most respected or trusted of Mendev's citizens, to put it mildly. However, a few minutes in conversation with Woljif is enough to see that it isn't prejudice working against this particular tiefling. It is his puddle-deep personality, his membership of one of Mendev's biggest thief gangs, and his chronic inability to stick to anything, even his own principles. Woljif sees Zeke purely as a convenient way to solve a few of his problems, at least for now. Well, the feeling is somewhat mutual, as right now we need all the help we can get. Take a look at his... Okay, his trickery and stealth are way up there. Look at this class, Eldritch Scoundrel. So he's got the sneak attack, pickpocket background. Tieflings have some resistances, looks like. But they can use a resist energy spell once per day. Trap finding. Weakening wound. And evasion. When making a sneak attack against a creature that has damage reduction, the character's attack reduces that damage reduction for 2 rounds by an amount equal to the character's level. He can scribe scrolls, which we don't really know how that works. I mean, maybe it's self-explanatory. We can make the scrolls we want if we have the right ingredients. Double slice. Your offhand weapon, while dual wielding, strikes with greater power. Add your strength bonus to damage rolls made with your offhand weapon. Doesn't have any strength bonus. Probably not going to be giving him any strength either, unless with a ring or something. Okay. He's got a couple of daggers on him. Yeah, so we've got this cool Marching Terror glaive that we probably should use on somebody. Not him, but whenever this glaive lands a hit on a new enemy for the first time, the target receives 1d6 negative damage, and all other enemies in a 15-foot radius must pass a will saving throw or become frightened for 1 round. To think about if we want to put that on somebody. I'm not sure we want Seela to give up her shield, but maybe it's worth it. That looks like a pretty cool weapon here. Okay, Woljif's up here now. Is it actually time to go outside? I think we've exhausted everything we can do in here for the moment. So, let's gather our party and venture forth. Interesting. We're outside, but we haven't actually left yet. There's other stuff out here going on. This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corruption of the abyss. Got some more Crusaders out here. So we're still technically at the Defender's Heart. There's the basement entrance to the tavern. Oh, that's where we just came from. So our actual exits are on either end. Okay. We got other stuff going on here. Got a golem out here. Commander, look what we've got here. Are you too mad? Whatever possessed you to steal the gem golem from the Tower of Estrid Museum? We didn't steal nothing, Commander. We saw some looters dragging it down the street and recaptured it. That shiny fella belongs to the treasury. The inlay alone is worth more than a castle. Joran, see to it that no one lays so much as a finger on this golem or plucks out a single gem. They might give us a long time to read those. Usually they give us way too much time. This looks like somebody we might want to talk to over here. Peasant survivors. Who is this? Joran Vane. Is that... Oh, that's Staunton's brother. A grizzled dwarf turns a blade in his calloused hands, carefully inspecting its edge. When he sees you approaching, he sets the blade aside and greets you with a nod. A new face in the city. You picked a good time to come to Canabras. As you can see, we're in sore need of warriors. But he's got stuff to sell. We've got some stuff to sell of our own. Like a lot of this stuff we're carrying. We will hang on to some of this stuff. And then we got a bunch of armor here that we don't need. There you go. He's got some weapons that we can't afford. And some armor that we also can't afford. Rugged helmet. 3 damage reduction, but a -3 penalty to perception. Quiver of cold iron ammunition. We've got one of those already. Let's talk to him again here now. Do you know everyone in Canabras by sight? Well, not everyone, but I make it my business to know the people who might need my services. Blacksmith's work isn't just at the anvil, you know. Are you Staunton Vane's brother? Yep, where he goes, I go. That's how we've always done it, even before the World Wound. I forge the armor, he goes into battle and breaks it. He brings it back to me and I repair it and make it better than before. Everything's changed since then, of course, but that part has stayed the same. How was Staunton to blame for the fall of Dresden? I've told this story so many times already. Well, telling it one more time won't kill me. The blacksmith sighs. Dresden was built after the First Crusade, back when it seemed like victory was ours for the taking, and that the demon invasion would soon be at an end. The population of Old Sarkoris was thoroughly diminished, and many of them hoped to see their hard fighting repaid with a small plot of unclaimed land. Dresden was a fortress, built on all our hopes, and on Mendev's ambitions, though you're not supposed to say that out loud. What a city it was, Zeke, you can't even imagine. It was built by the finest engineers from the Five Kings Mountains. Queen Galfrey spared no expense. Dresden was meant to be the capital of the Crusade movement, a monument to its glory and a beacon of hope for all Golarion. Heroes were drawn there to seek fame and glory, and they came from all over. Taldor, Garand, Tianzia, I couldn't list them all. A relic, known as the Sword of Valor, was kept there, the banner that had been carried into battle by Iomade herself, back when she was still human. That banner protected the city and kept the demons from teleporting inside its walls. As long as the banner was in its place, Dresden was invincible, or so we thought. But then the World Wound suddenly expanded. the demons launched a new onslaught, and folks started saying it was time to declare the Second Crusade. Dresden was unassailable until one young officer was tempted by a beautiful woman. She convinced him that the banner shouldn't be hanging in the city, that its rightful place was on the battlefield. She whispered honeyed words about glory and valor and convinced him that he could be a hero as great as Iomedae herself. And the poor fool believed her. He rounded up some of his hot-headed friends and carried the banner outside the city gates on an unauthorized foray. The demons slaughtered them within seconds, but for some reason, the courageous ringleader was spared. The whole army teleported into Dresden. It was a bloodbath. Joran solemnly shakes his head. As you can guess, that officer was called Staunton Vane, and the woman turned out to be a demon. Not just any demon, it was a Minago, that foul wretch. She's given us a lot of grief here in Canabras too. Just don't ask me what I was doing while my brother was off having trysts with that beast, and why I didn't save him from his own stupidity. The blacksmith gestures as if to ward off the inevitable reprobation. Who could have guessed it would end like this? I failed my brother, that's the truth. I blame myself every day, looking at his plight, so that's the story. Why do you have your forge here in the tavern yard? Wherever I am, that's where my forge is. A true master of any craft will always find the tools they need. I miss my old forge, of course. It's now just a pile of charred stone and metal, but I've still got my hands, and that means I can work. I'll show radiance to Joran. Do you recognize the sword? Do I recognize it? Of course I do. I made this with my own hands. Oh, cool. There's my brand, see? The dwarf carefully takes the sword in his hands, gazing at it like a doting father. Oh, Yaniel, things have been tough without you, but at least we've still got your sword. That's something. Joran returns the sword to you. In battle, ordinary swords get blunted, they break. But sometimes a weapon can preserve. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm no authority on these things, but something like an echo of the deeds done with that weapon. Or more like the reflection of the wielder's soul. I don't know. I will say one thing. Take care of that sword. Yaniel may no longer be with us, but the demons will still remember why they need to turn tail and run when they see radiance. Alright, maybe we need to be equipping that. It's basically like the longsword he's got. Ah, the scabbard's all worn. We can't be having a fine sword like this being carried around in this tatty thing. I'll make you a new one if you like. If the city stands strong and we both survive, come see me again and I'll have it ready. No charge. Okay, he's gonna do a little bit of an upgrade for us. Torag, watch over you. If you need something from me, don't be afraid to stop by. Alright, so I don't forget. Let's go ahead. Swap that in here. For his plain old masterwork, hold iron, longsword. Oh yeah, radiance. That's radiant. Okay, what else we got here? Probably need to talk to these guys about this golem. Prestidigitapainter golem. Prestidigitapainter golem? The magnificent and glittering golem, encrusted with gems and covered in intricate, flowery embossing, triumphantly exclaims, "Happy to be of service. May Shaylin brighten and vivify your day." What are you? I am a prestidigitapainter golem. Many millennia ago, I was built by Aslanti clerics of Shaylin, the goddess of beauty, to make the world a better place. In my joyful service, I have visited many lands, and for the past few centuries, I have resided at the Temple of the Sunrise Chrysanthemums in Tianjia. So you're like an artist, or what? But then the good clerics saw fit to offer me as a gift to the Mendevian Crusaders, so that you could share in the beauty I create. Was this like the original AI artist? Can you do anything useful? My creators granted me the ability to place illusions on various items. I can change their color and texture to make them more beautiful and appealing to the eye. Would you like me to cast an illusion over your armor to make it green? Oh, this is like Cosmetic. Cool. Green is a very pleasant color and it would match your eyes. I'm not sure about green, but that's cool that you can do that. How'd you end up here? I was in the Tower of Estrid Museum, but then some not beautiful people came and started smashing everything. I asked them to show restraint, and that's when they decided to steal me. After all, I am beautiful and very valuable. They dragged me down the street, but I didn't want to go with them, so I kept stopping. The last beautiful of my kidnappers, the least beautiful, threw me over his shoulder and tried to run away with me. But I am very heavy, so his back made a very not beautiful crunching sound. He started yelling, and then everyone else started yelling, and some of that yelling was directed at me. And then they started hitting me with their not beautiful weapons. And then some good crusaders drove them away and brought me here. Joran Vane, and now I've been lumbered with you, waste of good metal you are. And instead of working, I'm supposed to keep an eye on you so no one is tempted by the walking treasure trove. What can you do to help the war effort besides making us look good? I was not designed for any type of combat, yet I can bring beauty and harmony to any type of combat. Alright, so that is your sole purpose here. Happy to be of service. Cool. Transferring item. So we have to have something to like... Oh, this just like gonna take the appearance of different armor. If we wanted to... Okay, I thought we were just colorizing our armor. Try this again. Select an item to change appearance, then select an item to transfer its appearance from. He was talking about painting stuff green. I was more interested in that. I like the look of this armor. So it does. It just takes the appearance of another item. We remove that. Oh, we can reset it there. Okay. Oh, we can change armor colors right here, just from the appearance thing. Zeke's kind of got a black thing going on here. So, I guess we can't change cloak colors. Does that mean, like... Alright, so if they have something that can be changed, then it's going to show up in this menu. I get it. Doesn't change everything about the piece. That's cool, though. I could mess with that for a while. But we won't do that right now. Okay. So there's back to the basement.
Our path leads on.
We've got survivors there. Anybody over here? The other gate. What's up here? Can we go up? Oh, we can't. Can't go up on the roofs. Okay. Well, let's at least see what happens when we leave. With our new party of 5. Global map. Move the visible part of the map. Use WASD. Okay. Travel to locations you have discovered. Hover your mouse cursor over the location and click left mouse button. It's like we could go to the Thieflings hideout or the library. Market Square. Some locations may not be available for travel for various reasons. As you explore the map and progress through the game, you will discover new locations and routes. While traveling between locations, you may be attacked by enemies, so be sure you have enough rest and don't let them take you by surprise. Mini-map over here. Silken Thread Atelier. I forget what that was about. Silken Thread. Storytellers at the library. Maybe we go look for him. That'd be fun. Okay, we got this errand here for the divided city. Finding a route to cross Market Square. That sounds like potentially maybe an easy-ish job. Head down there and see what's happening. Is that where everything started? Is that where the celebration was going on in this square, I assume? The wine cellar. Is that where Horgus Worm wants us to go? No, we're just supposed to go to his mansion. Where's that? Oh, here. Worm's mansion. Here's the Tirabade residence. Alright, it's pretty close. Although not as close as... Oh, it is. We have to go there to get to the library, apparently. Okay. Let's head to Market Square. Fallen horse. Bloody carcass of a strong steed with a broken leg is covered in mangled armor. The saddlebag is intact. You can procure some reagents for creating consumable items here. Okay, we stopped there on the way. Collected some cheese, butter, rainbow quartz, and razor sharp claw. Interesting, so it's not necessarily like a single route here. Okay, on to Market Square. Random encounter.
Save the last one for me.
We're right into battle here with some cultists who I don't see anywhere. Oh, they're down here. At least one of them is. Where's the other one? Just throw on that mage armor. I wish I could see where this other cultist is. It must both be down here. We just can't see the other one. Oh, he's right here. Forgot I could turn the camera too. Gonna take some getting used to remembering we can do that. Okay, we probably don't really need to be overthinking these cultists. Let's get in there and kill this guy. Alright. Learning spells from scrolls. You have acquired the scroll Ray of Sickening. Woljif can learn the spell from it to add to their spell book. It will destroy the scroll. Okay, yeah, we know something about that. Not something I've really ever taken advantage of, but need to remember that that is a thing. Continue on here. Try to make it to the Market Square. Okay, we made it to the Market Square, which looks like could be quite the experience here. We'll have to see if... I don't know, like, I should have looked... I'm assuming there wasn't any type of, like, indication of, like, level requirements for a particular area. We'll venture in here and see what we can do. But that's going to be next time. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to really getting in here and getting things going. We spent a lot of time dialogue, getting to know people and stuff, which I really want to do, but ready for a little bit of action here. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you again with me here at Canabras. Bye-bye.